Welcome to the Autism in Black podcast, where we focus on all things autism and the Black parent experience. Our goal is to always educate, support, and empower parents to advocate for not only their children, but themselves. Hello, and welcome to the Autism in Black podcast. I'm Maria Davis-Pierre, a licensed mental health counselor in the state of Florida and America's #1 autism advocate for Black parents. I am the founder and CEO of Autism in Black, Inc., where we aim to include the excluded. Today, we have Kayla Smith. Kayla is a Black autistic disability rights advocate. She decided that she wanted to become an advocate in November of 2017 because she wanted to get rid of the stereotypes and stigma around autism and disability in general. She wants to make a difference in the world and show what autistic people are made of. She also wants to bring awareness around the lack of representation of autistic people of color in the autistic community. She believes it's important to let the world know that autistic people of color exist. She also wants to change the image of autism to reflect the real diversity in the autistic community. She is the creator of the Autistic Black Pride and Black Autistic Pride hashtag. I'm really excited at having Kayla on the show to give her experience as a Black autistic female. Enjoy today's show. Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Autism in Black podcast. Today we have a very special guest. We have Miss Kayla Smith. I'm very excited about having her on the podcast today. So, hi Kayla.
Hey.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
Good. So I already let everybody know. I read your bio already. So if you could please just tell us more about yourself and tell us what you would like us to know.
I'm a student at Physician Tech, which I'm studying right now, and I'm getting my Associate Arts, which is a college transfer program. So I'm planning to transfer to a full university and hopefully get my degree in accounting, so I could become a certified public accounting or CPA, and maybe work for a nonprofit for disability rights. I live in North Carolina, which I live in Winston-Salem. I was diagnosed with autism. I was 2. Along the way, in my journey, finding me, I work. So I go to school and work at the same time. So I'm the baby of the family. So I'm an aunt, and I'm a great aunt.
Oh, wow.
So I got a great niece. So she turned 1 in November.
So you said that you wanted to eventually work for disability rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And you do something sort of like that now with advocating?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do with that?
Mostly, for me, when I first started, my advocacy, I'm going to talk about fight against the stigma around autism. Since autism always displayed in a negative way, always stereotyping. So I did 2 events at my school back in 2016 and 2017 before I took a year off from school. And to bring more awareness about autism and fighting the stigma and stereotype about it. And talk about myself being autistic, some way, the autistic and things like that. And I also talk about the bring more representation of autistic people, because a lot of times you don't see people like me on media or book, TV, you name it. But the first I ever see a Black autistic, I think they called a movie called Power Ranger. They're probably the only representing who look like me.
Wow. Yeah, I'm trying to think, because as the audience knows, and as you know, my daughter, who is 7, is autistic. And I'm trying to think if I've ever seen any movie or TV show that had a representation of a Black autistic female. And I can't think of any.
Well, you have your idea reflected, but not as a whole.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Right, right. So we see Black females, but them being actually autistic, I haven't. And then there are other shows that where their individual is autistic, but they're not Black or female. So yeah, I can't think of anything. No, can't. I will have to watch that Power Rangers though, because I've never seen that.
Yeah, I think like a new version, not the old version. I think about the new version. I think the 2016 movie. I can't remember.
So when you saw that movie, what feelings did it bring about for you?
I'm like, wow, someone who Black autistic. That kind of awesome. But I wish that person was a female. That made me really excited. But it's very awesome. But it's saying today some little stereotype, but seeing stuff like a Black autistic, like, whoa, yay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. I know I get excited anytime that I see somebody who is Black and autistic and a female. I'm like, oh my God, representation matters so much. So can you tell us when you first realized or was told that you were autistic?
So I was diagnosed with autism. I was really young, so I didn't know I was autistic. But my mom told me like I was 10 years old that she kind of explained, I have autism, and I kind like trying to understand my diagnosis and things like that. I'm like, okay. I did my research, learned by myself. And I remember like very beginning, like I remember questioning myself, like, oh, would I like to be, I used to say, a girl with autism. And like, it's a lot of them. When I started to sit there, like to me, a Black girl with autism, I realized not so much. But I would say autistic girl or Black autistic. But now, since I use people first language, but I did it first languages now, so I kind of use both ways, but I mostly I did first languages now. So when I look it up, I don't see much resources or websites talk about what like be a Black autistic woman. When I got older, which find out the autistic community on social media, it few like 1, 2, 3, 4 all go, but not so much.
That is true. So you mentioned the people first versus identity first language. And I know I get this question a lot when I'm referring to my daughter, because I do refer to her as identity first. I refer to her as an autistic, as my autistic child. And a lot of people are like, oh, no, you shouldn't do that. I'm like, well, it depends on the person and what they would like. So you were saying that you started off with people first and then you switched to identity first, but then you use them interchangeably as well.
Yeah. Some autistic people don't like the people identity. They think that they think, like, being, put think that your person, don't let this define you. But at the same time, some aspect of your identity does, identify you in some way or form. So, I remember like this one episode, I get to the comedian who would talk about, I forgot his name. And he talking to the disability, right? And her name Alice Wan, and she have a physical disability. And she talk about it depends how people prefer themselves. Not able to agree on everything, This is how the person identify. This is where they identify the person who have disability or disabled person. It's where how they identify themselves. Sometimes you gotta respect the people preferring what they prefer.
Can you tell us about your hashtag Autistic Black Pride and the importance of it? I know I've seen it on Twitter when following you and seeing some of the things that you have written about the hashtag, but can you tell the audience about your hashtag?
Yeah, Autistic Black Pride is about celebrating and embracing being Black and autistic, and celebrate both for your identity. Like, this is who you are. especially for Black autistic and their family member, like separate the, you know, being, being pride, like be proud for your identity. Like we know we celebrate our Black pride, so like we autistic, celebrate both. It's part of who we are, a finger point like say both identities stand on one. Like I know autistic, I'm gonna celebrate who I am. I also want to celebrate being Black. I'm whole, you're not part of.
Yes. Yes, I completely agree. And in the autistic community, has it been accepting of, you celebrating the autistic Black pride?
Yeah, most of everybody, basically Black autistic, definitely yes. They like it. They feel it's for to something other than them, in a way. And it's good. And people like ask me like talk about your head tech and all that kind of good stuff. And I'm like, yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
And I know a part of your platform is bringing more awareness and acceptance about autism. When you talk to those, for instance, parents like myself, what is some of the advice you give them on, having a child who is autistic, a Black child who is autistic?
I remember like my mom's friends, they have like grandparents who have a child. I remember like even had some parents, tell me like, just try to stand, accept your child, they different. I remember I got a classmate, we have a cousin or family member who have autism. I just say like just trying to stand like not every autism is different. Not every autism is the same. So we're very different. Just trying to accept it and trying to like get there. I know this. I remember growing up. This sometime, someday I wish I could get. Something that can be pushed. I'm not saying our parents is perfect, but to try to get us and they'll probably not give up on us. I know there's a time like yeah, but maybe just trying to stand on. I know they still misinformation about autism in particular. Maybe to accept it and try to like make things accessible to us. Try to stand on, but I realized that it's not really awareness about autism in the Black community, so not really that much. And I remember my mom friend like she told me like like she kind of like feel like she don't understand autism. I like it's okay, try to get I think she have a grandson. Like, understand them, just, get, it's okay to be autistic, but at the same time, which I learned for other activists who are disabled Black activists, they say, like, sometimes you have to protect yourself being Black. It's just on the intersectionality of your identity. You got to protect yourself being Black. And I mean, and how the world view as, it's very complicated,
Yes, it is very complicated. It's many layers to it. As me and you had a conversation previously, and we talked about the many layers of one being Black, and then two being a woman, and then three being autistic, and how all of those layers bring different challenges to you, to my daughter, to other Black women who are autistic. What do you think has been the biggest challenge for you in navigating, with your diagnosis and those who don't understand?
I remember like something I may have noticed, like especially when I tell people like I'm autistic, which I had no problem telling them, but not every time. But I said I'm autistic, Okay, they said don't let it define you. And so it does define me. And others, I remember one time, since I talk about, being bring more representation of people, Black autistic, many issue, whether I be Black autistic. There's some, I remember the controversy about the thing social media about somebody like especially my wife, especially who autistic, who appears to be white, using autism as excuse for racism, whatever. And it's one of the parents, I guess she's from UK, she kind of keep it, I guess you're not autistic or using an excuse for autism for black activism, but kind of forgot I also black too. So, and also like people don't take you seriously. Like you talk about autism ways, like why bring it up? I remember like a few times, like I remember noticing like, oh, we all got it by now. If you're black, it's gonna be totally different experience. Or being Latina or Asian, it's gonna be totally different from those who don't experience that thing. Even though like you might oppose it in one particular area, but you're not, but you put it the other way. So it to me like I'm disabled to cover my identity. That means I had to fight even more harder because, but you don't believe a black person or a woman or be autistic, so
that's true.
It's gonna be harder.
Yes, it is definitely different. Because I know my worries as a parent when talking to parents who are white, our worries are completely different. My first and foremost worry is something happening to my child because she's black. I don't even think that, say, an officer, for instance, would even get to the part of her being autistic because she's black. And, in this day and age, black is seen as a threat. So, for me, that is my number one concern. And a lot of black parents' concern is the danger when interacting with people who don't understand autism, have never been around somebody who's autistic, and then they, encounter one of our children and they don't understand what's going on and they see it as a threat, and then something happens to them. Do you have any worries like that?
I never thought about it till, till I started acting like, whoa, I never thought about it this way. and it made me think about it. You might have seen that incident like back in Florida, find out that person who autistic, but he a Latinx. Mm-hmm. He will use a toy, but they find out the police was supposed to shoot at him, not his supposed to helping him, his I guess his caseworker or something like that. Mm-hmm. They were about to shoot him instead of his caseworker or his therapist or whatever. They tend to shoot him. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. It don't protect you for, even though you're autistic, but you don't protect you because of your race. You know what I'm saying? So very illustrating.
Yes, it was. It actually happened down here. I'm in Florida, for those of you who don't know, and it happened down here in my area, and it was definitely a scary situation and an eye-opener, like you were saying, like, oh, wow, that's crazy. What do you wish people would understand when having conversations with you, when encountering you? Because I know a lot of times when people hear the word autistic, they get nervous or they don't know what to say and they don't want to offend you, and the conversation just kind of, dwindles to stuff that can be offensive. So what do you wish people would understand when having conversations with you?
Just like, I'm no different. Yes, I process things differently. Just kind of like, I mean, a lot of time, like, people look at, like, I kind of be mean, but I'm not mean. I just sometimes, like, just like, don't assume that they autistic is bad. And say, oh, do they all just define you and things like that? Which I do, but at the same time, it just kind of part of me in some ways. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's just, like, I guess, like, just talk me as a normal human being. Mm-hmm. And I remember some people say, like, some of my family members, not like you, like some might be like non-speaking or non-verbal. Say, oh, you have better. I don't have it better. I know better who need more help, who need more complex needs than I do. Yeah, I remember like have like one or two, because I remember a classmate of mine like told me like he have a cousin who's non-verbal, and I say like what you do at helping her needs, but if they're like I know some like conversation like when it comes to vaccine, it's kind of like I remember he telling me like because like blame a shrimp or something about why her daughter called why she autistic. I'm like, oh no, come on. It kind of like frustrating, but you can't change people. I just try to get like just don't look at us in a bad way. I remember saying, what you like just like something they ask me like, how you know so like just it's okay. They still, like it's okay, Let them be them. You know what I'm saying?
And you bring up a good point, because we had this conversation about the high functioning and low functioning terms and how it can be offensive just because somebody is considered high functioning doesn't mean they don't need any services. And you brought up that point with talking about someone who is nonverbal or non-speaking versus someone who is speaking. Can you tell the audience a little bit about why those terms are offensive, the high functioning versus low functioning?
It's kind of like what I remember from my autistic kids who are activists. They say like when you use a term, like you figure like who could pass in society, like you nonverbal or quote low, but you doomed forever. You ain't gonna be nothing. Blah blah blah. Oh, they think you people like me who could go have a job and do everything like when we tell them about like be autistic, they say, oh, you don't speak in my children who are nonverbal. I like we autistic. I know what like be autistic. I've seen that a lot on social media. They try to talk to other parents like I thought I see that like dang. Why they think like neurodiversity is effective of low higher functioning autistic and diminished low functioning autistic for conversation? No. So that they get the term mixed up or misinterpret the neurodiversity. Yes. We do include all autistic, not those who speak for ourselves. Yeah, it's just sometimes like we just some of us need more needs than others. Just trying to like just like I remember like they the democracy his name DJ called DJ. It talk about he going to college, he used that ACA. And he better, he live his life. I think find a way to be sensible, what our needs are, maybe could help a benefit him. But a lot of times, more research, I figure out what to help, what wrong with us, quote, quote, they're trying to help and they have to see in life.
And that is true. I know people consider my daughter, Malia, high functioning, and it really bothers me because a lot of times they don't give her the grace to process what people are saying to her. They expect her to answer right away. They don't give her that grace. And I think that's what frustrates me with the terms high functioning versus low functioning, because people equate higher functioning to not needing needs or not needing services or, having things that needs that need to be met. And I think that's the frustrating part for me. But thank you for also sharing your viewpoint as well, because I never thought about that.
Yeah. I remember when the people say, like, tell me, like, you have, I like, don't. I like me and my family, don't say that. No, I'm not no better than those who need more help than I do. Don't say that.
Yes, it is. To me, I'm like, oh my gosh, don't. And a lot of times they'll say things like, oh, she doesn't look autistic. And I'm like, well,
Oh my
what
God.
does autism look like?
Yeah, people like
Get
told me
that?
like, yeah, they didn't say it like that. Like, I mean, he said autistic guy look. I like, I could walk past you. You didn't know I'd be autistic till I tell you so. I just don't have a look. I would tell you like, whoa, yeah, I could walk past you. You didn't know I was autistic the whole time till I say something. I just don't have a look.
I think that is definitely so important for people to understand. For parents who are just getting their kids' diagnosis with autism, what would you say to encourage them? I know for me, speaking with you has been such an eye-opener and so encouraging, because I know a lot of times parents can only see present day for their children, but seeing everything that you're doing is like, okay, this is so amazing. So what would you say to encourage them?
You know, I can't speak for everybody, but I just could say just love us, you know, as we are. You know, we process things differently. Don't try to like press it into like neurotypical norm, like past that norm, because I know like it can be frustrating, but don't give up on us. And try to love us and find a way to accommodate us, like get some services, you know, like that. Instead of like, I don't want to say it, but there's some like services called ABA. I know there's the conflict, you know, with that particular therapy that make autistic people to be peer normal, if they're like accepting who they are, and just find a, like maybe like services help them like grow as an individual. And it's hard to say. Um, just just learn and grow. And I know my parents had to learn and grow with me. I guess it take patience.
Yes. And I think you bring up a good point that your parents had to learn and grow with you. I think as parents, that's what all of us are trying to do. We learn and we grow, because every milestone that's hit, it's something different, something, else that we have to understand differently. I know for me, one of the things that my next worry with Malia is puberty. Like, how do we navigate puberty with her? And I think like that's like every time we hit a milestone, we do have to learn and grow. And I think that's a great statement. Just learn and grow.
Yes, since she going a teenager, just treat her like every other teenager. Yeah, I know. I was a teenager myself. I'm 22 now.
How did your parents navigate the puberty phase with you? Because for me, that is like, oh my gosh.
Oh, the father. I guess it. I guess. For me, being a teenager, being a girl, one boyfriend, have more friends, want to be popular. Maybe like a typical teenager thing.
Yeah.
Like most of our teenagers, that phase, even my phase, like, want to be popular. Can I get the groove? I was a basketball player. I'm a tall girl, so I'm like 6 foot.
Oh, wow.
So it's just like, like back in sometimes like you don't fit in. In society, like I did kind of feel this way now. I just don't fit in the norm. Well, I kind of like peer pressuring, try to fit in and probably get bullied for it. So, it's just, middle school, I was a little bully.
You were bullied in middle school?
Yeah, in the middle school too. Yeah.
How did you deal with that?
I kind of kept it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I did talk to my mom about it. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I do kind of feel like left out, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So I do kind of feel this way now,
Mm-hmm.
where it could be like family setting, school, work. I do kind of feel left out in some way. Something I wish don't get me like social interaction. There's something I want to like be good at, but there's this other just sometimes I just try to pretend like I'm acting most of the time, but then just being myself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I think that's a worry for a lot of parents as well, is the bullying. And one, for me, if my child is even going to be aware that bullying is happening, or if she's being taken advantage of, and her being aware that that situation is happening, and talking with her about that, because the isolation, like you said, is real. You do feel left out, and you do feel lonely. And I know that's a concern for parents as well as those who are actually autistic, navigating through that phase of elementary, middle, and high school. Those are some difficult times for those people who are neurotypical, and then you add in different disabilities, it becomes even more of a challenge, because high school was not my personal favorite time, and I'm a neurotypical Black woman. So I can't even imagine when my daughter gets to that age what we'll be dealing with, because things are definitely different. Not that I'm
maybe,
old.
and maybe in the college level too, like I don't know about a college level, but I'm a college now. We're a community college,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I kind of find myself not talking to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I still have some issue with that one,
Mm-hmm.
which I could admit I do have some difficulty because high school is very different from college, and
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time like social, having social, thing, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm really bad at it, which I know personally I'm bad at it. But I don't know, like they like we so, but I know the accommodation for your classes ain't like that, but not like I could well,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you would like the audience to know that we haven't discussed today, or you want to say anything before we wrap up?
I would say and just do some kids learn best way listen to. Also, I have a YouTube channel, which is Autistic Kayla, the parent of a Black autistic woman. So I have a channel,
Okay.
and I did like 2 videos of it, and maybe just talk about my journey, being a Black autistic woman,
Okay.
and I'm really very excited, and also that let people know, like, let the world know that autistic people can exist, listen
Mm-hmm.
to us, and bring our voices and be like maybe like make room for us and include podcasts wherever. But a lot of times couldn't it? Cause I know autistic will be autistic adult one day, like me,
Yeah.
and they meet. Cause I wish I had more people like me older. I was young.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could be like role model, like you like see they sell like they're like I wish some could help me out in that phrase. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
I could help them out and you know in their journey and maybe saying that maybe change the system how people view art like view autism in the media. So the means they reflect the real diversity in the autistic community, and also fight for it. Like, know that your child identity matters, their life matters. They know less than the other who don't have it. They are a human being because we're there to exist.
Yes, I love that. Can you tell people where they can find you on social media?
I have Twitter, which is being Kayla Smith, and on Facebook, I do got my personal account with the Kayla being Smith, but I do got like a page called Kayla Smith, and sometimes, I post a little bit on there too. Sometimes with my head to say Autistic Kayla, and since I got a YouTube channel where I mentioned earlier, Autistic Kayla, the PR by Black Autistic Woman. I got the Instagram, which is being Miss Kayla. I got a LinkedIn account, which is Kayla Smith.
Okay. And all of this will be in the show notes as well.
Yes.
I just want to thank Kayla for being on our show and, giving us the insight from an autistic Black woman's perspective. Because as you all know, I'm a parent and I'm not actually autistic, so I don't speak from that point of view. So I want to thank Kayla again for being on our show, and thank you all for listening.
Thank you all for having me. It's very important that have a perspective who are Black autistic well, like who correlate will like be Black and being autistic. So very important to have a voice out there, not having a mostly white male dominant perspective.
Yes, I agree with that.
And hetero and all that kind of stuff. So some of my peers who are all a part of the LGBT community and from a different religion, nationality, I like important too. It's important to talk about all that issue.
Yes, and thank you again for being on the podcast. I thank you so much. And again, thank you all for listening. If you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe to our podcast so you can always be notified when a new episode drops. To get the resources shared on today's podcast and the show notes, make sure to go to autismandblack.org/podcast. And be sure to share your takeaways from the show on IG stories and Twitter using our official hashtag AIBpod so that we can find them and share them. And if you want to continue the conversation from today's episode, make sure to join our Autism in Black podcast Facebook community. And please make sure to answer the questions to gain entry. Thank you for listening and joining me this week. Have a good one.